Bruce, were you happy with the lineup changes you made yesterday, and do you anticipate any others?
Well, I think tomorrow, looking at a left-hander, you'll see a different lineup. I don't have it completely done. I'm talking about it now with the staff and just looking at some things. But I did like the lineup yesterday. I think you look at the bottom of the order. I thought Mitch and Jonah did a great job a couple of times of setting up some nice rallies. We didn't quite, get those guys in, but they did what we were hoping there. And so I thought overall it was a pretty good lineup with who we were facing.
Do you still like Marcus up top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephen Hawkins has a question.
Hey, Butch, just want to ask you, obviously, with Nathan on the hill, I mean, kind of guy you'd want in a must-win situation. Also, the idea of just where do you see that he's gotten? It seems like he looks like he was when he was going well before he got hurt.
I agree. It's a matter of getting healthy, and that's where he's at now. We did push him a little bit. There was a mutual a deal that he would be used as an opener. Looking back, could we have sent him down on rehab? Yeah, we could have, but we wanted those innings here. But he gradually got better and better, got stronger, built the strength and stamina to get to where he's at now, where he can go 6-7 innings, 90 to 100 pitches. And so he's back to who he was earlier in the season. And that's good news for us.
And to have him in a game that you've got to win, it's got to be somewhat comforting.
Well, it is. You have his experience. Really, if you look at what Montgomery's done, and now Scherzer is getting, he's building that strength and stamina I just talked about. And yeah, it's great to have these guys on the staff. But in particular, I think Nate, I think his resume shows that he pitches well in important games. So it's going to be a great matchup.
It's like Stephen Stevenson has a question. Stephen, go ahead.
Boch, I'm curious. In the ninth inning, was Josh Smith? Should he have been tagging up?
Well, in that situation, ideally, yeah, you'd like to get to third if you can. You don't want to get to the point where you don't score. If it falls in now, and there's one out there. It's not as important getting a third with 2 outs. With nobody out, it's a different story. So if he drops the ball, he scores with 1 out. So really, it's his read. Now, it's a little risky. You don't want to make the third out at third either. So it's his read. Now, if he sees that it's going to be caught and it's a definite tag where he's going to get there easy, I agree. He should have tagged. But in that one, no. After Marcus lined out, then, that getting a third is not so important with 2 outs.
What about the thought that even if you aren't intending on trying to reach third, at least make them make a throw?
Well, once you don't tag, it's a little tough.
Go back and tag to at least make them throw.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. They had a good defense out there. It would have been risky, but I don't like guys tagging. To be honest, if it's not 100% deal where they think they're going to get there, even though they know they're going to catch it. And what I'm saying there, with a good relay there, I think it would have been a close play. It's the runner's read, and we talk about this. I've seen too many times with 1 out where they tag thinking he's going to catch, he doesn't, and then he doesn't score. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't that critical for him to take that risk, or to your point, try to draw a bad throw, because he probably was not going to go and risk making the third out at third base.
Thanks.
You got it.
We'll go to Kennedy. Kennedy, fire away.
Hey, Coach. I feel like this may be an obvious question with an obvious answer, but how important is it for Corey and Marcus to get things going tomorrow, to get things started and kind of keep it going, I guess you would say?
Yeah, Kennedy, well, they're critical to our offense. No getting around it. They're our main guys. When you look at that, along with Dolly, their experience and their ability to hit the ball. So, yeah, I think you look at yesterday, we had some chances there, and we had the right guys up. It's not always going to happen, but does make life easier. Trust me, when they're going well and getting those big hits. Like I said, Marcus did all he could. I know we're talking about, his hitting struggles, but I mean, he smoked that ball. What else can you do? And if it gets by, we tied a game. We got runners on first and third, so we just didn't have a lot of luck on that. But getting back to your point, yeah, we need those guys to put runs on the board.
And one more for me, just how do you expect the emotions from yesterday's game to maybe carry over to tomorrow?
I don't see really any of this happening again, to be honest. Now you're talking about emotions with both teams, and especially ours. Yeah, I mean, you have an incident like that, and then a tough loss. But I'll say this about the club: they've been tested all year. You know that. You've been watching them. I don't know how many times I've been asked. Are they being tested? And each time they just found a way. And so that's what I'm proud about with these guys. And trust me, that's a tough loss. But I can tell you today during a workout, these guys will be focused. I said this back in Seattle. We lost that last game. I mean, there's some heads down there for a while, which is normal. But once you move past that and get back to the next day, they answer the bell.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
And before we shift to Marcus, we'll finish up with Evan for Bochy.
Hey, do you feel at all like Astros experience, particularly playing together in the playoffs, has played any factor in this series to this point? And the other part of that is your team's relative lack of experience playing in the playoffs together.
Evan, I don't agree with that. I think first of all, you have to look at Houston. I mean, second consecutive years they've been in this situation. So sure, that's valuable experience. But I think for that to happen, there has to be a lot of talent on that club, which there is. So I'll go with that. But with this club, there's been a lot of changes. We have some guys with experience. Again, the way they've been tested, I don't think there's been lack of experience for us to be where we're at. We went in, won the first two, so that didn't play a factor there. For some reason, this ballpark's been good at Houston. I wish I had an answer for that or could explain it, whatever. But so no, it's been a good series. That game could have gone either way. Really, it was in our favor, and we'd be up 3-2. They came back. You give them credit there. So no, I just think it's a good matchup, and we have 2 games left.
Did the follow-up to that would just be, did anything yesterday after the bench is cleared, did you feel like, to go back to my point, did you feel at all like you guys in any way got rattled?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, not one bit. I could tell you Jose Leclerc. I know, they got the base hit, but I don't think he was rattled. Even after a home run, if he was rattled, then he would have showed it there. But he came back to get 3 outs. No, I don't know who was rattled. And then in the ninth, with two guys on, we had our guys up there. And like I said, we hit the ball hard. So, no, I don't see where we were rattled.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Coach, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. See you
Bye,
next
guys. Thanks.
Hey, Marcus, how you doing?
How's it going?
Thanks for your time. If you have a question for Marcus, just raise your hand on the Zoom. We'll start with Steven, the Associated Press. Go ahead.
Marcus, first, just want to ask you, Nathan Eovaldi on the hill tomorrow night. The way he's been pitching lately looks like the guy that was an all-star. How good is it to have him on the mound in a must-win game?
Yeah, I mean, I talk about Montgomery being our ace right now. I think we have 2. I think what Evo's done not only this year, but in his career in the biggest moments has given us all the confidence in the world in him. The way his stuff's been playing with the velocity and just the way he mixes up everything, it makes it so tough on a hitter. I've been that hitter facing him plenty of times where, you know, you don't know what to hone in on because he's got so many weapons. So, you know, we're hoping for that guy tomorrow, and we also want to put up runs, you know, for him. So, you know, we're happy to have him on the mound.
Last thing I'll have for you, the emotions obviously of last night in game, and then obviously the emotions of not winning a game you wanted to win at home. Just talk about kind of getting past that and moving on, and to knowing you have to win 2 games to get to the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, it just reminds me of how this entire season has gone for us. You know, certain expectations of, you know, what our roster may look like, you know, and now what it looks like are different. You know, talk about losing DeGrom and just the certain injuries that we had in the beginning of the year and now where we are. Definitely a different team in terms of the way we've gone on streaks and had cold streaks, and, you know, just certain games where we thought we had won that we didn't win. You know, we've been through it. You know, we win 2 games in the beginning of the series. You get home, you have high expectations to at least pick up 1 or 2. Didn't happen, but that's, you know, that's how this season's gone. So we're excited for the challenge ahead.
All right, thanks, Marcus.
Go to Stefan. Stefan, go ahead.
Marcus, how noisy is the Astros dugout? A couple of your teammates said that they like to talk a lot, try to get underneath the other team's skin. Are they worse than other teams or better at other teams than doing that?
I haven't heard them at all. You know, I know I'm on the right side of the infield. I haven't heard anything, but it's part of the game. You know, we're all excited to compete. When our team does something well, you know, we're not going to be silent. I'm sure it's the same over there, but I haven't heard much.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go to Cody up next. Go ahead, Cody.
And Marcus, you've played in 172 games this year. You've played in a lot of games in your career, but these extra playoffs games, are you feeling the toll of that physically at all?
I think everybody should right now, but the extra adrenaline from the crowd is what always boosts us. You know, we play the most games in all of sports. You know, all the sports you watch. You know, everybody talks about baseball and how do you play 162 games? You know, that's what we do, and that's why we show up every day, is to continue to get better, no matter how our body feels, and, you know, use the crowd energy and any adrenaline we can get to perform at our best.
Have you identified anything you're trying to tweak at the plate right now, or would you chalk up this little slump to just the ebbs and flows of baseball?
Yeah, I mean, this year I've definitely had, you know, slumps where, you know, certain drills in the cage can get you right. You know, I'm continuing to work on that. Definitely want to build off the last at bat I had, hard hit ball. That's all you can really do. Putting the ball in play with, you know, not great quality contact right now. So once I get in the cage, it's all about hitting the ball hard, getting pitches a hit like I always do, and we'll see where we're at tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Marcus.
Any other questions in the queue for Marcus? Give it a second.
Hey, Mike, I've got a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead,
I couldn't
Evan.
get my
Yep.
hand raised. Hey, Marcus, do you feel like the Astros? Do you feel like the Astros have done a good job on you in terms of pitching you away and not letting you be able to get the ball in the air the way you're able to typically?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely been getting the ball in the air just way too high. You know,
Well, yeah,
but that's what Houston does a good job of. That's why they're in this position, because they stick to the game plan. Every team has a game plan to get us out. It's all about executing. And for us, you know, it's all about making those adjustments. The adjustments that I make tend to be ones that help me see the ball well. Now it's about getting in the cage and, you know, understanding what they're doing and how do I hit these pitches hard. And that's what I'm going to work on.
thanks, man.
Anything else for Marcus? I'll give it one more second for a last question.
I had a question. I unfortunately didn't hit the hand raised there.
Yeah,
but,
go for it. We'll finish up with you, Newey.
Thank you. Marcus, Bruce, and you guys in here all year long here. How how did you approach today as a team, and you know, what is this feeling like? What are you guys going through? What can you take me through the emotions?
Yeah, I mean, a day off in the playoffs is still a work day. So everybody wants to make sure their bodies are right. And, you know, we fine tune our skills today at practice, have a good travel on to Houston, get some good rest. And that's what it's all about. You know, I try and keep things as simple as possible when talking about bouncing back from a tough series or a tough loss, or in this case, 3 games that didn't go our way. But what we have to understand is that we had the game under control yesterday until one swing happened. So how can we figure out how to continue to control the ball game and figure out how to finish?
Thank you.
Well, Marcus, grateful for your time. It's great to have a star like you join us. So thank you, and we'll see you in Houston. Appreciate it.